Welcome back. We are on episode 4 of this mini series on becoming, shifting from the doing to the being in perimenopause. So, I am your host, Victoria L., and this is the Victoria L. Holistic Women's Health Podcast. Today, we are diving into a topic that is all about embracing the change and finding new paths of discovery, passions, setting new goals in perimenopause, shifting from the doing the things to the being the things, right? But first, let's take a moment to reflect on some of the stories and the feedback that I have received from you guys over the last couple months. Your experiences continue to inspire me and really help me to create these discussions. So please keep sharing. Please keep bringing your stories forward. I really appreciate them. Many of you have shared stories about how perimenopause has really sparked a desire to rediscover old passions or even to pursue new interests, right? One of you reached out and you were talking to me about how you returned to painting after decades of, putting your artistic pursuits on hold, just putting everything aside to do all the things, for your family. And here you are in this transition and it's time for you. So you picked up your paintbrush. That's awesome. I love to hear stuff like that. And then there was another story that came in about how, this person was talking about how she really, really loved to write and just had put it on hold for so long. Again, climbing the career, she said, climbing the corporate ladder, trying to get the career. And so now is the time that she felt ready to start to pursue what she wanted and started her own blog, is sharing about perimenopause and her journey and really finding fulfillment in helping others through her writing. And I love that. I love that you are reaching out and sharing these stories with me, right? These stories remind us that the transformative power of embracing the change and exploring the new possibilities that come with this phase of life, with perimenopause. So thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your experiences, your sharing. I really do. It really means a lot that you reach out and share with me. So, perimenopause is the time of transition. And with transition comes the opportunity for growth, for renewal. It's natural to reassess our priorities and explore new avenues that bring us joy and fulfillment. Like I said, many of you guys that reach out to me, you're in that phase where, your kids are independent now and you have free time. Like I say that with quotes because if you have teenagers in your house, you know that it's not always that free time is not always what it's meant to be. But I know, like, we are finding that there's time for things, right? So it allows us this little bit of flexibility to start to rediscover passions. And this can be really powerful. It can be such a powerful way to reconnect with ourselves, to renew that purpose that we maybe had put on hold because we knew that we wanted to raise our family. We knew that we wanted to have the job that pays for the things that we need to do for our family, right? Excuse me, I just need to sip water. So here we are. We have this little bit of extra, and it's time to renew our purpose and our passions. So whether it's revisiting those hobbies, from your youth, like the listener that reached out and shared about, her painting, or exploring new interests like starting a blog or something completely new to you that you've never tried before. Embracing change can really, really lead to exciting discoveries about who we are and what brings us happiness. I embraced so much change after my burnout. It wasn't even funny. I never thought I always wanted to write a book. I never thought it would be a cookbook. And then I wrote it. And then I never thought that I would be showing up on a podcast every week. I always thought it would be something I do as a hobby. And then I found, oh my gosh, I love this so much. This brings me so much joy and passion. And, I've said it before, I don't care if nobody's listening to me. Sometimes I love it. I love bringing it. I know you guys are listening, but you know what I mean? I would do it no matter what, because I find the love and the joy and the passion that comes with doing these new hobbies, these new things. So, how do we set new goals during perimenopause that can be both empowering and transformative, right? As we navigate this phase of life, it's important to consider what matters most to us. Now, where we want to focus our energy? How do we want to show up and be present for ourselves? So, here are some tips that can help you to kind of set these new goals, right? Because we're all good at goal setting. If we've spent the last couple of decades working towards something, I'm sure we've all done the goal setting, but how do we take that goal setting out of the mentality of I have to do ABC and start to create goals based on where we want to be, what we want to be in this life, right? So number one, reflect. Simple enough. That's all you gotta do. No, reflect. Take time to reflect on your values. What are your values? What are your passions? What are the things that you want to aspire to feel, right? How do you want to feel in your day? What does that feel like to do that? What do you want to achieve and experience during this phase of life, right? Like maybe you want, let's take the painting, for example. You want to achieve a full canvas fully painted. That is a beautiful goal because you know that while you're painting, you get to be present. You get to really fulfill a passion, your aspiration to be a painter, right? So that shifting that from I need to do all these things to if I want to be present with this piece of artwork so that I build this gigantic mural or whatever it is, right? Start small. Okay. Break these things down into smaller, manageable little steps, right? Allow yourself to build momentum, to maintain motivation, and to show up for yourself in these little small steps and ways. Here's the thing, if like we want to be present for ourselves, we want to build these new habits and hobbies and all these kind of things. If you decide that you're going to go like I'm reaching for the very epitome of like Picasso level painter, that is a huge massive step. How can you start small, right? I'm going to paint some rocks today. I absolutely love picking rocks and painting rocks. I don't paint, but this is the example that I'm using, right? Small steps. I'm going to be present for an hour in my painting space. I love that. Just show up, be present, just be for yourself in that new hobby, in that new thing that you want to do for yourself, right? When I started podcasting, I was like, I'm just committing to showing up every week to record something. And sometimes it was good. Sometimes it sucks balls. Sometimes, but I'm committing to just showing up because I know that when I show up to do this little small step, I love it. It brings me joy. It brings me passion. I feel amazing after. So, small steps. Stay flexible, guys. Understand that goals may evolve as you navigate through perimenopause. Be open to adjusting your goal and your priorities, and your interests may change. Like don't be married to the idea that because you decided you wanted to paint a Picasso style painting, maybe you get halfway into that and you're like, oh my God, this is not what I want to do anymore. Then okay, change it, try something else. If it's not bringing you that joy that when you sit in that moment and you have that just that presence of being with yourself and being happy, then it's not worth pursuing anymore, right? Seek support. Yes, we talked about this a lot in our relationship podcast, right? Share your goals with supportive friends, family members, a mentor. Maybe you know somebody that's really good at what it is that you want to learn how to do. Reach out to them. Ask them for, tips, tricks. I don't know a single person that is really good at what they do that won't help you get there too, or that won't at least give you some sort of guidance on where to even start, right? They may not hold your hand and walk you all the way through it because that's not going to teach you anything. Well, maybe they'll guide you into the direction of something that you can start on, right? And that'll cheer you on. That'll show up in your messages and be like, "Hey, let me see that new painting. I'm stuck on painting. I don't know why. Maybe I need to paint. I don't think so. But this is what I'm saying. Seek the support of those that have gone before you. So, how do we start to use these practical tips? What takeaways can we use here so that we can start to set goals that are in line with being present for ourselves? Well, let's start to, I want to share with you guys some practical tips here. So, maybe you take these tips and you use them to start to rediscover a new passion, or maybe you use them to ignite an old passion or bring in a new goal. Whatever it is, use them in the way that resonates with you, right? And remember, please, this is not another you have to do things. I want you to be present and feel into your body what happens when you're doing these things. Are you being in a state of gratitude, in a state of joy, in a state of happiness, right? When you're working into these new goals. So, number one, explore. Make a list of activities that interest you, or maybe things that you've always wanted to do, maybe places you've always wanted to go. Maybe things that you used to do that you think, I used to really love this. I wonder if I still love it. And then schedule in the time to explore, to be present with these things, to try them out, pursue them, see what it's all about. X off the ones that don't resonate anymore, and then put a big check mark beside the ones that do and pursue them further, right? Number two, journal. Keep track of your thoughts, feelings, discoveries, things that come up along the way, right? Writing is a really powerful tool at clarifying what it is that you think, feel, and connect to. So use the journaling. Write out, maybe today I tried a pottery class. This is what I really felt so present doing the class. I really enjoyed it. The next day I tried gymnastics because I used to love gymnastics as a child and I could not stand it. It was the worst thing ever. I'd never doing that again, right? Journal out your thoughts. And then that way you're not tempted to go back to things and revisit them if they really did not resonate with you. Connect with clubs, classes, online communities. Connect into those things like Facebook. If there's something you're interested in, you can type in that topic and guarantee you'll find a group that you can like a community that you can relate to and that is on the same page as you. It's amazing. Use it. Connect with those like-minded individuals and they, pull support and inspiration from them. And then guys, celebrate everything. This is something I'm learning. Celebrate all the little and the big and the mediums, all the wins, everything. Celebrate the things you learn when things don't go through, right? Celebrate all the achievements, big, small. Acknowledge your growth, your resilience as you navigate and transform through this new phase, as you build these new amazing things in your life. Be willing to celebrate the failures too. This is huge. When you fail at something, what did you learn from it? What can you take from that? Celebrate that. It's amazing when you can shift into that mindset. So, before we wrap up, I want to hear from you. How have you rediscovered passions? Are you setting new goals? Are you reaching out to new things, new levels in perimenopause in this new phase of life? What advice would you give to others who are going through similar experiences? If you haven't yet, go back and listen to the podcast where Suki comes on and discusses with us this exact thing. This is exactly what Suki is doing with her life right now. And she shares, and it is an amazing podcast. Go there, share, and let's talk about it. Share your stories, share your questions, reach out. Like I've said before, your insights are so invaluable to this community, to helping me build this community. You can reach out to us on the website, treepose.online, or connect with us on social media, either through the Instagram or the Facebook group page. But let's connect and continue to support each other on this journey to becoming whole in our perimenopause. So thank you guys so much for joining me on this episode 4. Next week, we are exploring strategies for maintaining vitality and well-being as we age gracefully. Okay? don't have to beat yourself up for aging. It can be a beautiful thing. So don't forget to subscribe, rate, review, leave some reviews for the podcast. Your feedback really helps me to, grow and reach more women who can benefit from these discussions. So until next time, guys, embrace change, explore your passions, and set goals that are going to inspire you. Thank you so much for being here. See you next week.